we go.
Well, we've asked a million times about Sam Hayes. Now he's finally there. What workload do you give him for this game?
Oh, well, he's obviously got to share a significant workload. He's our first choice ruck in his first game, so he's going to take a lot of work on. And we're really confident that Sam's had a great preparation to become an AFL player and an AFL ruckman. So it's really, in lots of ways, as disappointing it is about Scott, it's really an exciting moment for us to see Sam play.
You've talked a lot about his ruck being good, but he needed to work on his field play. Where is he with that at the moment?
He's growing. He's growing daily. But the best experience he's ever going to get is tomorrow. He'll get an opportunity to see and feel what it looks like on a big MCG and in an AFL game. So he'll get great education.
And do you go back to the three big men in attack? Is that the way it looks like on your squad?
Yeah, that's what we've picked. Yep, we definitely picked Jeremy come back into the side, and we've got Todd and Mitch to go there. So we think that's our best view for this week, particularly. I mean, Jeremy went back and played some really strong footy last week at the Sanford level, and it was really encouraging for him. He's had some battles along his initial short journey with Port Adelaide, and good on him. He's stuck at it.
Does that also allow you to mix and match some other ruck duties around the ground?
100%. Yeah, that's exactly what it allows us to do. A little bit more flexibility in what we can and can't do, and it certainly gives us a little bit more control from the box than what we've had in the past.
Any clarity on Lycett, on what?
Other than what was released, he's obviously going to have surgery, and he'll miss a lengthy period of time.
Is that potentially season ending?
No, it shouldn't be. But I mean, who knows? I mean, shoulder surgery is typically somewhere between 10 and 12, 14 weeks. But I think the reality is it's probably 15, 16, 17 before we're seeing Scott again.
Did you see if you stepped under a ladder, or it must feel a bit, one step forward, two steps back?
Yeah, look. To be fair, it's a reasonable question because you normally don't sit here and try. You don't try and support any of the challenges you get, but there's been a little bit of that. We get Finlayson back into the side, we get Robbie Gray back in the side, and Alir back in the side, and we lose Wines and Lycett. So you know what? We're taking on every one of those challenges head on, and we're really happy that we get an opportunity to see young people improve.
So speaking of challenges, who do you challenge to do more in the midfield?
Oh, it's clear. I mean, it's pretty obvious that the people who have been in there are doing it. The likes of Drew and that who get to step up now, and it's really simple. Aim on those type of players are in there. Boak clearly doing his role really well as best he can possibly do, and obviously Robbie coming back into the side, but it also gives Pal Pepper, Rosie, Butters, all those people who we've talked about all summer. They're the ones who have got to share the load.
So there's a lot of talk about Rosie. How are you coaching him? How are you advising him to play his game?
No, Connor's getting better with his performances in the last couple of weeks. He's building. It's not very easy to play in the position he's playing in a side that's been battling a little bit to get scores. So he's growing. He understands where he's at. He knows that he's not performing at the level that Connor would like to be at himself. But what you love when you're the coach is that their determination to keep improving and get better will give them the best chance to get out of it. And Connor certainly shows that.
You tried a game plan specifically for Melbourne last week. Do you need one specifically for Carlton, or can you go back to your preferred way of playing?
No, I think we played in a similar way. I mean, Melbourne give you opportunities to use the ball a little bit more, and they allow you to perhaps mark the ball a bit more because they flood back and get a lot of numbers behind. So you've got to play what you see, and that's the language that we use all the time with our boys. And we don't go into any game specifically to beat a side in a certain way. We're going to play our way, the best way we can play it against the opposition. So if you think we don't plan and adjust things weekly, we'd be wrong, because we do. We do need to make some adjustments on the run as we go.
So on that point, Vossi and Carlton is new.
Yeah.
What are you noting there?
There's a lot of Port Adelaide. You see a little bit of Port Adelaide in some of the defensive efforts and stuff that's going on. And credit to Michael, he looks like that they're really playing contested brand of football, which no surprise what Vossi would be coaching. And they've done really well, and they're in a really healthy position. We've got a big challenge.
Have you spoken to Vossi this week?
No, not this week. It's probably not the week that we would spend time talking, but we have had plenty of chats over the first month of the season, and even through the pre-season. So he's a fantastic person, and we wish him all the best. I've said this before when he left, except when we play you, we want to beat you, Vossi.
Was that an agreement between the two of you? Let's not chat next week?
No, it's just what happens. Footy people know what footy does, so they stick to that.
Can you explain how Todd Marshall, who was brilliant in the showdown, kicks 5 goals, is then not targeted the following week? Is that just a quirk of the game?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. It's just, to sit there and pretend that we don't want to go through Todd or do want to go through Todd is not the way. As I said, we play what we see and what we get. We've missed a couple of opportunities probably for Todd. But some of the challenges you have against Melbourne is they put themselves where they need to be, and that makes it a bit more challenging for you.
Can you play finals if you lose tomorrow?
Of course we can. Of course we can. I mean, the footy's got a long way to go, but clearly in any situation like that, it gets harder. It just generally gets harder. But you know what, get things going, get things back together, get some people coming in, and I'm really optimistic around what we're bringing into the team this week. I think you're going to, the Port Adelaide team this week's going to have a bit of confidence about it, I think.
With Aaliyah, with that sort of injury, a lot of the time you can see that sort of close to 6 weeks. Is this a bit ahead of schedule?
No, we do a really good job with syndesmosis, our medical team. An injury that if you look back through, even last year we had 3 or 4 of them, and Lockie Jones had 2, and Lockie got back both times in 3.5 to 4 weeks. We're really comfortable that they can come back and play. Our management by our medical team is first class in the way we treat syndesmosis, and we're very happy that they've been able to do that again. And Lear's really, really feeling good about the way he feels, so that gives us confidence that he'll be okay.
Feels like you missed him badly. How important is
You do miss all Australian players.
You do.
Yeah.
How important is he, though, to your structure back there?
Oh, no, well, he's a significant piece, as is Charlie up the other end. We get that, but there's other people there that have been able to fill in and do the role. Now, Aaliyah is a special player in the way he plays for us. We do miss him. I can't hide from that, but you know what? Opposition also are aware of Aaliyah too, so they put a bit of treatment into him too. That allows other people to get opportunities too. So I think it's not just what he does, it's what it helps other people do.
I'm sure you never wish injury upon anyone, but is it slightly easier preparing for a Carlton without Patrick Cripps, given the form he was in?
They probably think it's easier without Ollie Wines. He's a Brownlow medalist.
How many are you taking?
We're taking 25.
And decide the medical sub on the day? Or
Yes, we will. We'll make sure we get through. I mean, obviously we've still got training session to get through this morning. We want to make sure that before, normally we're pretty open and honest with what we do, but we'll just make sure we get those boys, Robbie, Aaliyah, and those sort of people, that they get through training okay, and we're feeling good. Not that they'll do much this morning, but we're optimistic they'll be there.
You talk about the confidence of the group. How have you kept that up?
Oh, yeah, you build belief on trust, and clearly our performances haven't helped us, with trust from that factor, but the ability of the boys to keep turning up and training hard and working hard and making sure that they're pushing each other to continue to look for the opportunities to improve, that gives me confidence. That gives me, a belief in the group that they'll want to turn this around as quickly as they possibly can. Look, we've been in a couple of games where we've led by 4 goals and we haven't got there. We've fallen over. We live and we own our 0-4. We're working really hard to turn that around really quickly and get our first win.
So obviously you have key personnel to keep up your scoring. Has it been a bit more than that as well? Have you looked at other issues you've got there, maybe delivering the forwards or move inside 50?
There's always a lot of that goes into Rouge, but there's no doubt about that. But again, we've missed some opportunities. We haven't quite got it right going forward. Some of the people in the front half haven't been in as good as we'd like it to be either. But there's a lot of reasons why you're scoring. Play Melbourne. Melbourne don't give up score to anyone, and they're a high quality team, they're a premiership team, and I think the week before, we kicked 90 something points. So we're capable.
Last one, guys.
Bit of a reshuffle with Lockie Jones going out. Does that mean that Houston or Bergman plays a bit more?
No, Bergman and Houston are the obvious choices for us to play down there. So we know they can both play there, and we've got options to put them there.